two questions that you had problems with requires you to understand this concept. Okay, so now let's say we have a outward question. Someone told you that they bought equal number of cars and doors. Okay, equal numbers of cars and doors. Okay, same number. We don't know how many number. It may be 10, it may be 15, it may be 100. I have no idea. And they tell us that each door is a bit more expensive. Each door is actually $5 more than car. Okay, so this part of the story. Yeah? And then what they tell us is in total for car, I actually spent $80 here. Yeah. And for the doors, I actually spent $100 here. Okay. And the question then asks you, so how many cars are there here? Or how many doors are there here? As I mean, it will be the same number, but so how many? So you should be able to tell that actually the door is 100, right? But it actually split up into two portions. One portion is 80, 一模一样, same as the car. Okay. And there's another portion of it that is a bit more than the car, which is $20 more. Okay. And remember we said that each door is $5 more than the car, right? So if each door is $5 more than car, I buy one door. If there's only one door and one car inside, I will have be paying only $5 more. If I bought two doors and two cars, it would have been $10 more, right? Because one is $5 more, remember? So how many do I need to buy to be $20 more than? Quite simply, 4 doors. Which means to say actually, we bought 4 doors and we bought 4 cars. So in the end, I didn't fully develop the question, but then they can ask you, so in the end, how many doors are there? How many doors do you buy? Answer is 4. How much does each door cost? Then it'll be 100 divided by 4 equals 25. How much did each car cost? 80 divided by 4 equals 20. And then you can see, right, the unit price here is exactly $5 more. Okay. So this is the concept that you need to be able to grasp to be able to solve the questions that you couldn't. So let's go into the questions proper. Go for this one. The word is a bit blur because the camera, the quality I had was not too good. But you have the paper, so you can just refer to that. So Howard spent 173.75 on some markers and pen, right? So he spent that amount of money on some markers and some pens. He bought 4 times as many pens as markers. Okay. And he spent how much more on pen than markers? Now, here is the problem. Okay. Second sentence, ignore it first. Okay. I want you to read it as like that. Howard spent $170 something on pen and marker, and he spent 66.25 more on pen and marker. Okay, ignore the second line first. You know, through that, right, you can immediately tell how much was spent on all the markers and how much was spent on all the pens, right? Because it's just simple comparison model. You don't even need a model if you are strong enough. We can just do this. Right? It's a very, very basic comparison model. Put in all the numbers. So pen is more, marker is less. This is 66.25. This is 173.75. Yeah. So I'll use my calculator. So I wouldn't write down everything. I'll just use my calculator to calculate again. So this is 53.75. 75. So if I were to ask you, hey, how much did we spend on pen in total? You can can tell with confidence, right? So how much did she spend on pen? Sorry, did he spend on pen? It will be 53.75 plus 66.5. Okay. So that's 120. Okay. And how much did he spend on all the markers? Well, is there 53.75. Okay. Now it's the time we look at the second picture. Second line. Okay. So what does the second line say? He spent 4 times, he bought 4 times as many pens as marker, right? Okay. So what I would do is I'm going to remove the question because we need the kind of space and I don't want to remove the bottom. Remove, get it smaller. 4 times as many pen as marker, right? So pen is 4 times. Okay. So we don't know how much is one box, but we know pen got 4 boxes and marker got 1 box, right? And then marker. And then we know 1 box of marker is 53.7. Right. We don't know how much does one quantity of pen cost, but we know the whole chunk of it is 120, right? So obviously one piece is 30. Okay. So then, well, what to do next? The next step to do was exactly what we did right at the very start of the question, of the session. Remember, I drew the pen. I zoom in, right? I drew a pen and a marker. Right. I drew a pen and a marker, and I said that the pen was this one is $30. And this one is $30. This one is a bit more, right? It's a bit more. It's actually 23.75 more. So for the same number of pen and marker, the pen will be $30. The marker will be 53.75. So the marker you paid a bit more, right? But the question then is, how many markers are there inside there? We don't know, but we know that for every marker we pay 95 cents more. Okay? So there's a lot of 95 cents here. 1.95 cent, 2.95 cent. See, each individual card here is 95 cents. So the question is, how many 95 cents are there in total? So do 3.75 by 0.795. So this one, use calculator, please. And you will conclude with 25. So what does 25 mean? 25 means there's 25 pieces here. And there are 25 pieces here. Okay. 25. So what it means is there's 25 marker here. 25. Okay. We don't really need all this information. I'm just completing the model. Okay, so how much does a marker cost? Well, if all the marker cost 53.75, right? How much does it cost? Divide by 25. That is the answer. $2.15. That is the answer. Okay. So this question actually is no different from the other question. Actually, let me through. Yeah, it's actually no different from the other question. So what I'm going to do is for the other question, I'll just talk you through. You do it and then you send back to me. Okay. Okay, so Mr. Lee spent 1488 on some sling and duffel bags. Remember, we don't care about the second line first. Neither do we care about the third line. We just jump straight to the fourth line. Why? Because we want to know how much was exactly spent on duffel bag and how much was exactly spent on sling bags. Yeah. So we do comparison model. Right. So 672. Yeah, I'm just roughly sketch for you so that you will finish yourself. The sling bag, so sling bag is duffel. Then this is 148. Okay. So use calculator. Get 408 here. 408. Remember, these are all money. These are not quantity. So we are comparing both quantity versus money. So make sure you put money there. Make sure you put the dollar there. Otherwise, you will think you might see wrongly. Okay. So how many duffel bags did Mr. Lee buy? No idea. Okay. No idea. You know why? You have to solve the whole thing first. Okay, so let me rush through it. So 3 times as many sling bags as duffel bags, right? So sling bags will be like that 3 times. So this one will actually equals to 408 plus 672. So this is 1080 dollars. 3 times, right? So this is 1 time. Sling and duffel, right? This is $408. So we have settled this. We have settled this and this. Finally, remember the last analysis again, once again. So the same quantity of sling bag actually will cost us 360 here. Okay, $360, $60. Okay. Then you ask yourself, how come same quantity of sling bag and duffel bag? How come the duffel bag costs more? Then you are, did I buy more duffel bags? No, this is the same number of. The reason why duffel bag costs more is because it costs more. It costs $8 more. So then you remember that just now the analysis again. This is 360. And the other guy has 360 plus a bit plus 48. Okay. So if plus 48 more, then you ask yourself, oh, every piece is $8 more, right? So to have 48 more means how many pieces? 48 divided by 8, you should get 6 pieces. Quantity 6. Okay. So now what you do is you can take a different color and you just say 6 on. Okay. So we're done. So how many duffel bags did Mr. Lee buy? 6. What's the cost of each duffel bag? 360 divided by 6, so should be 60. How many sling bags did he buy? Sorry. How many duffel bags did he buy? 6 times 3, 18. Okay. How much was each one? You should get 60. Now, how many sling bags did he buy? Only 6. And what's the cost of each sling bag? You should be 408 divided by 6. 60. So actually, you see in the end, right? You see that the sling bag is exactly $8 more than duffel bag. And the quantity, 3 times. This is a slightly easier question because they guide you all the way to the end. Just now the question exactly the same, just that they don't guide you as many things. That's all. Okay, so I let you slowly digest this. You can try it out again. I purposely don't do it so slowly so that you can do it on your own and you can own the working for yourself. Because this question is super common for PSLE. It happens almost every year. Yeah. Okay. Enjoy.